Discover the latest updates in the realms of cryptocurrency, politics, technology, and beyond. Stay informed with NewsSourceCrawler's edition from May 21, 2025, which provides a comprehensive daily news digest.
Indonesia is on high alert following a volcano that erupted 8 times over the course of a single weekend. In 2024, the rate of tropical forest loss has doubled, largely due to a significant increase in wildfires. 3 people have lost their lives, as floods have devastated the French Riviera region.
SK Telecom has revealed that a malware breach persisted for 3 years, affecting approximately 27 million phone numbers. In Hong Kong, the police have initiated a 3-month trial of drone patrols in 2 specific districts. Telegram has provided authorities with data on over 20,000 users.
Trump has chosen a $175 billion design for the Golden Dome Defense Shield, designated a leader for the project, and China has called on the United States to cease the development of a worldwide anti-missile system. A report indicates that a Chinese research ship is loitering in proximity to undersea cables. In India, the government has informed a parliamentary panel that the United States was neither involved nor informed about the truce reached with Pakistan. Google is advancing towards a universal AI strategy by enhancing its Gemini AI with context awareness and execution abilities. This move is part of a broader effort to integrate AI more deeply into its search, shopping, and work products, as announced at its developer conference. In response to the competitive threat posed by OpenAI's ChatGPT to its search business, Google is also focusing on AI upgrades and subscription services. Google is making AI mode available to all users in the US and introducing Gemini AI to Chrome. Furthermore, Google has launched Veo 3, an AI video generator that includes audio capabilities.
In the United States, a 19-year-old student from Worcester College is set to admit guilt to charges of cyber extortion involving the records of both children and educators. Krebs on Security has been targeted by a nearly record-breaking DDoS attack measuring 6.3 terabits per second. Furthermore, the founder of TechCrunch has expressed concerns that a data breach at Coinbase could result in fatalities, while the Justice Department is investigating the theft of customer data from the cryptocurrency exchange.
Foxconn is investing a significant amount of $1.5 billion into its operations in India as Apple shifts its iPhone production away from China. Malaysia is planning to provide incentives to support its chip-making industry, according to reports from state media. Sources indicate that peace talks led by the United States could potentially enhance Rwanda's ability to process minerals from the Congo. The South China Morning Post, SCMP, has announced that Stellantis and the Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer Leapmotor are on the verge of making a decision regarding the production of electric vehicles in Europe. Just a month prior, Stellantis abruptly halted the production of Leapmotor's electric vehicles in Poland due to escalating tariff tensions. In a separate development, Japan's Honda has decided to reduce its focus on electric vehicles and instead concentrate on hybrid technology. Volvo is set to become the first car manufacturer to integrate Google's Gemini technology into its vehicles.
Britain, Canada, and France have issued warnings of potential sanctions against Israel due to the situation in Gaza. The UK has paused free trade discussions with Israel following the recent offensive in Gaza and has also imposed sanctions on Israeli settlers. The Qatari Prime Minister has stated that the ceasefire talks in Gaza have not progressed. Also, Israel has called back its senior negotiation team from Doha for further consultations. The United States is reportedly negotiating a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas through an American intermediary in Doha.
The announcement of Biden's cancer diagnosis has sparked renewed calls for transparency, while Trump alleges a cover-up. The U.S. has decided to end $60 million in grants to Harvard due to claims of anti-Semitism. The U.S. Senate has given unanimous approval to a $25,000 tax break for workers who earn tips.
Lithuania has initiated legal proceedings against Belarus at the highest United Nations court, accusing the country of being involved in migrant smuggling activities. Russia has imposed a ban on Amnesty International, an organization that has pledged to intensify its efforts in addressing human rights violations. According to a report by the New York Times, Donald Trump is declining to implement sanctions against Russia, citing concerns that such actions could negatively impact business prospects with Moscow.
Sesame Street is set to join Netflix through a new streaming agreement, with Peppa Pig also making its way to the platform. Alongside these series, new games for both beloved children's properties will be available. SAG-AFTRA has lodged an unfair labor practice complaint regarding the use of AI to replicate Darth Vader's voice in Fortnite. Darren Aronofsky's studio, Primordial Soup, which is centered around AI, has established a strategic partnership with Google DeepMind.
Research indicates that AI agents can independently develop their own social norms without any assistance from humans. A study reveals that AI is more effective than humans in persuading others during online debates, especially when the AI is aware of the individual's identity. Furthermore, a study suggests that autonomous vehicles equipped with social sensitivity can significantly reduce the risks posed to road users.
In the United States, President Trump has signed the Take It Down Act, which makes the creation and distribution of deepfake and revenge porn illegal. Sweden is considering banning OnlyFans due to the criminalization of buying custom sexual content. A configuration issue on Civitai has enabled users to generate non-consensual pornography using AI. According to Reuters, Nippon Steel plans to allocate $4 billion towards constructing a new steel mill in the United States as part of a $14 billion investment package, as indicated in a document. Starmer celebrates a new era in UK-EU relations, while Badenoch criticizes the deal, suggesting it is taking us backwards, as the EU-UK competition cooperation agreement negotiations commence. The boycott of Turkish coffee, chocolates and fashion in India is expanding, driven by Indian discontent over Turkey's relations with Pakistan.
23andMe has sold its gene testing business to Regeneron, a DNA drug manufacturer. This transaction has been highlighted as demonstrating that genetic data is valued at $17. It has been reported that European investments labeled as green are actually holding billions in fossil fuel companies. In France, a Senate report has revealed that the government concealed a scandal involving Nestlé's mineral water, with the company allegedly profiting over €500 million from the fraud.
A recent study reveals that all living organisms produce a subtle glow that ceases at the moment of death. A research indicates that humpback whales give birth significantly further south than was previously believed. Furthermore, scientists have discovered an almost complete dinosaur skeleton, with its skin remarkably well preserved. Capital One has successfully finalized its acquisition of Discover. Klarna has reached a milestone of 100 million customers, but this achievement is overshadowed by a significant increase in losses, as more consumers are unable to repay their loans. In response, the UK is set to implement a legal overhaul to regulate buy now, pay later lenders.
The Chicago Sun-Times published a summer reading list that included entirely fabricated books. A Japanese minister stepped down after admitting he doesn't purchase rice because he receives it complimentary. According to U.S. officials, new intelligence indicates that Israel might be planning a potential attack on Iran's nuclear facilities.
After nearly 10 years of development, Microsoft has decided to make the Windows subsystem for Linux available as open-source software. In a significant move, France has become the first government to officially support the United Nations open-source principles, with 19 other organizations also joining this initiative. Chinese smartphone exports to the United States have dropped to their lowest level since 2011.
Belgium has decided to reverse its previous policy of phasing out nuclear energy, while Denmark is also contemplating a change in its stance on nuclear power. In a move towards improving relations with France, Germany has lifted its opposition to nuclear energy. The first utility company in the United States is applying for a permit to construct a small nuclear reactor.
China achieves a groundbreaking milestone by conducting the first ever 5G satellite-to-phone video call globally. In other news, BBC Studios is undergoing a restructuring of its production division, introducing new units focused on unscripted content and global operations. Conan O'Brien is set to make an appearance in Toy Story 5 as a new character named Smarty Pants.
Crypto.com has obtained a MiFID license by acquiring a company in Cyprus, enabling it to introduce cryptocurrency financial derivatives in the European Union. JP Morgan's CEO, Jamie Dimon, has announced that the bank will allow its clients to purchase Bitcoin. Circle is considering an initial public offering, although discussions with Coinbase and Ripple suggest the possibility of a sale, according to sources.
In the United States, Charles Kushner, who is the father of Donald Trump's son-in-law, has been officially appointed as the ambassador to France. Tesla's chief executive officer, Elon Musk, has announced his intention to significantly reduce his future spending on political campaigns. Musk has stated that he plans to continue leading Tesla for a minimum of 5 more years. It has also been reported that a recent Gulf deal-making spree has brought benefits to Elon Musk and his family. In another development, the Prime Minister of Qatar has remarked that gifts amounting to $400 million are considered normal among friends, in response to criticism regarding a jet owned by Donald Trump.
Secretary of State Rubio, in a disagreement with senators, asserts that China will not take over the United States' role in global aid. Experts caution that Trump's trade war could lead to the fragmentation of the Internet. The NVIDIA CEO claims that U.S. chip export controls are ineffective as they actually encourage Chinese technological advancement.
The European Union has reduced its growth outlook due to the anticipated impact of U.S. tariffs on its exports, which are expected to pull down euro area inflation to 1.7%, as disclosed in the EU's forecast. The shipments at the Port of Los Angeles decreased by 30% in early May following the implementation of Trump's tariffs. Furthermore, General Motors has ceased exporting vehicles from the United States to China in response to escalating trade tensions.
Apple might allow users in the European Union to switch from using Siri to other voice assistant options. Fortnite has returned to iPhones in the United States. The Spotify app for iPhones now provides a convenient way to purchase audiobooks.
France has prohibited Telegram's founder, Pavel Durov, from entering the United States. Durov has claimed that the head of French intelligence requested him to censor conservative voices from Romania on the platform. In the U.S., the Securities and Exchange Commission has filed charges against Unicoin and its leading executives, accusing them of orchestrating a $100 million massive securities fraud. Furthermore, Genesis has initiated a lawsuit against Digital Currency Group and Barry Silbert, alleging fraud and insider misconduct in a $3.3 billion cryptocurrency dispute.
The World Health Assembly has approved a groundbreaking pandemic agreement aimed at enhancing global equity and safety against future pandemics. England is set to introduce the first-ever gonorrhea vaccination program worldwide. In the United States, the FDA has increased the stringency of COVID vaccine requirements, mandating trials for healthy adults and planning to restrict COVID shot approvals to individuals aged 65 and older, as well as those with medical conditions.
Microsoft's head of AI security unintentionally disclosed Walmart's AI strategies during a protest. Apple is planning to make its AI models accessible to developers, hoping this move will encourage the creation of innovative applications. Builder.ai, a UK technology company supported by Microsoft, has entered insolvency.
Giant crustaceans could occupy over half of the ocean's deep floor. Jupiter used to be double its present size and possessed a significantly more powerful magnetic field. The location of your flirtation is important. Recent studies indicate that the environment influences romantic outcomes.
The European Union has decided to remove economic sanctions on Syria, a decision that comes after the United States took a similar action last week. In the United States, Senator Marco Rubio has expressed concerns, suggesting that Syria might be on the brink of experiencing a full-scale civil war within the next few weeks. The EU has introduced its 17th package of sanctions targeting Russia, which includes 189 new vessels. These vessels are either part of the shadow fleet of oil tankers or play a role in boosting Russia's energy revenues, increasing the total number of sanctioned entities to 342. Furthermore, the EU plans to implement a €2 tax on low-cost items, which could negatively impact companies like Temu and Shine.
The radical translation of Heart Lamp by Banu Mushtaq has been awarded the International Booker Prize. In a remarkable event, Magnus Carlsen was held to a draw by 143,000 participants in the largest ever online chess game. Pier Paolo Pacioli has been appointed as the creative director of Balenciaga. A recent study reveals that taurine, an amino acid, can actually promote the growth of leukemia. An unexpected finding suggests that high doses of radiotherapy can exacerbate cancer. Furthermore, a Chinese study indicates that the common ancestor of both animals and plants thrived on hydrogen rather than oxygen. YouTube Music Charts, Global Top Songs from May 9th to May 15th, 2025, feature the following hits. Die With a Smile, by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, APT by Rose and Bruno Mars, Paso Bem Solto, Slowed, by ATLXS, and El Mayor de los Ranas by Victor Valverde and J.R. Torres. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. Spanning from Friday, May 9th to Thursday, May 15th, 2025, includes the following tracks. Ordinary by Alex Warren, Die With a Smile, featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Birds of a Feather, by Billie Eilish, and APT by Rose and Bruno Mars. Steam's most popular games. Featuring the leading games in sales and player engagement worldwide on Steam. Based on the revenue rankings of the top 100 products, for the period from Tuesday, May 6, 2025, to Tuesday, May 13, 2025. Counter-Strike 2, Destiny 2, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Doom, The Dark Ages.
One more drop in the ocean of AI. ACE Step V1 3.5b by ACE Step is a groundbreaking open-source foundation model designed for music generation, addressing significant shortcomings in current methods through a comprehensive architectural approach. It combines diffusion-based generation with Sanaa's Deep Compression Autoencoder, DCAE, and a lightweight linear transformer, resulting in exceptional performance in terms of generation speed, musical coherence, and controllability. This model operates 15 times faster than LLM-based baselines, producing a 4-minute piece of music in just 20 seconds on an A100 GPU. It demonstrates superior musical coherence across melody, harmony, and rhythm, supports full song generation, allows for duration control, and can interpret natural language descriptions.